Patriarchal and Hebrew history. 16. From the death of Joshua to the birth of Samuel. Judges 1 through 4. AM 2577 through 2831 BCE 1425 to 1171. So they're making quick round of some of these, but I would break this book down. I would do a book. I mean, I know there's different lengths of the book, but I would do at least one thing per book. AM 2577 to 2831, BCE 1425 to 1171. During this period, we have in the line of contemporary secular history the institution of the Olympic and Isthmian Games in Greece, the Argonautic expedition, the government of Aegeus and Theseus in Athena, the elopement of Helen, the Trojan War, the voyage of Aeneas and his settlement in Italy, and the foundation of Tyre. Part first. General of the Book of Judges, fragmentary, unchronological, to an extent the events are local and tribal rather than national, still presenting a view of the character and condition of the people, which is historically important, state of the nation, somewhat unorganized and unsettled, destitute of any strong central administration of government, lacking the moral energy and religious spirit and obedience to the divine direction necessary to the overcoming of the heathen nations in their midst. Now, I don't think there's... Well, heathen is material culture. It's like just because, they're building huts and stuff doesn't mean you should attack them. Therefore, frequently falling into their idolatrous customs and becoming politically subject to them. Outlines of the conduct and history of the people during this period. Judges 2, 10 through 23. The first apostasy and consequent servitude. 3, 7, 8. Who was raised up to be their deliverer and ruler, and how long did he govern? Verses 9 through 11. The second apostasy and servitude. Verses 12 through 14. The new leader and deliverer, his exploits and the victory of the people, and the long peace. Verse 15 through 30. The third apostasy, the subjugation of the nation, of some other nation. Character and resources of their oppressor. 4, 1 through 3. So you got to wonder, was the oppressor the Israelites going around conquering all their neighbor nations? Well, some of it doesn't quite pan out as one says, but Israel was a smaller nation to start with. It was like a village, and then they spread out. Peculiar character of the new leader, means of regaining independence, give the substance of the narrative. 4 through 24. Remember, instead of judges, warlords is probably a better translation. Verse 4 through 24. Song of victory. Give 2 or 3 of the notable passages. Chapter 5, verse 4, 5, 20, and 23. Fourth apostasy. What nation now becomes the instrument of punishment, and what was the condition of the people? 6, 1 through 6. The divine warning. 7 through 10. The call of Gideon. 11 through 26. The result of this call and its further confirmation. 27 through 40. The account of Gideon's revolt and its success. 7. singular test in the organization of his forces, 7, 2 through 8. Foreshadowing of victory, 9 through 10. The assault and its success, 19 through 25. Civil dissensions and punishment of refractory cities. I'm going to say that's probably 8, 1 through 9. And 13 through 17, discomfiture of the Midianite people and its princes, 16 through 12, 10 through 12, and 18 through 21. The second part, the career of Abimelech, the murder of his brothers, and usurpation of the local government, 9, verse 1 through 6. Jotham's parable and prophecy, 7 through 20. There's bigger books for a lot of the prophet figures than is listed in the Bible. Dissension and disorder and civil war, 21 through 29. The death of Abimelech, 50 through 57. And Islamic tradition accepts more prophets than even some of the ones that aren't included in the Bible. Well, maybe that's too broad of a statement, but there was, explicitly a good 100 ones that came. 50 through 57. Further relapses of the Israelites and the evil consequences. Chapter 10. The story of Jephthah and the revolt against the oppression of the Ammonites. His early history and character, 9, 1 through 3. Appeal of the people to him when in trouble, and his first answer, 4 through 10. His demand of the Ammonites and the reply, and Jephthah's answer, Jephthah's rash vow, the great victory, and the dreadful consequences of his vow. The Ephraimites again make trouble and are punished for their folly. 12, 1 through 6. Other judges after Jephthah, 8 through 15. Samson's career, his birth, and consecration by his parents. 13. His marriage and the beginning of his exploits. 14. Give the chief incidents of his subsequent life and death. 15 and 16. Micah, the graven image, and the Levite acting as a priest. 17. Expedition of the Danites and their treatment of Micah. 18. After the infamous conduct of certain Benjamites related in chapter 19. What did other tribes do? 20. 1 through 26. The contest and its results, 30 through 48. The subsequent symphony for Benjamin and the means of restoring the tribes, 21. Give the outlines of the history of Ruth, Ruth 1 through 4. Into what important relationship does this Moabite woman come to some of the chief personages of the Jewish race? 4, 18 through 22. What other woman, a foreigner, is also supposed to have been a connecting link in the lineage of Christ? Matthew 1, 5. So very little from